What is going on, Lakers fam? This is your boy Jay Lake bringing you Lakers all day, all the time. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and click on that like and subscribe button down under and leave any comments. Much appreciated. Thank you again, Big Al and Mario, for coming on today.
Thank you, Jay
Thanks, Jay
Lake.
Lake.
So today, after a frustrating loss, we're just gonna kind of freestyle this. uh,
Yeah,
since
a
the
little bit
Cinco de
more.
Mayo's coming up, we're gonna incorporate our
Oh
beer
yeah.
nights. And
Yeah,
Oh,
gonna.
my beer that I'm having tonight is Amstel Light.
I'm
I'm,
still light, huh?
yeah,
that's a good beer. That's underrated beer, actually.
I'm
I
not gonna
actually
bring
like
my
that beer.
favorite beer till we get a win, and then I'll introduce that one. But Amstel Light, it's one of my favorite pale ale. I mean, not pale ale, but pale lagers. It's on the lighter side, but yeah, made in Holland, Amsterdam beer. What you guys drinking tonight?
Modelo for my Hispanic brothers over here.
I like
Yeah,
Modelo. I like Corona. I didn't have any of the traditional Mexican lagers. However, I do love this beer. It's from Stone. It's their style of Mexican lager. It's the Buenaveza with salt and lime. Pretty good. I like the original Mexican lager. Definitely recommend. If you ever visit the store or at a bar, want some kind of light, refreshing, this is the one to go and get.
yeah, I got
I'm
that
drinking
in
this
my
tonight.
fridge too. But tonight it's the Modelo because I'm feeling not so especial.
So especially.
Yeah,
Have
I
you
like
been
that.
to that Stone Brewery though? It's down south.
I have. It's a great brewery. I love it. I went there, did like a go ruck, and it was like 12 hours overnight. This like exercise we did with a group of people, and that was like the best beer. Because after that, we went straight to the Stone Brewery. I never been. My buddy took me, and it was great. Very nice. I didn't expect that kind of brewery out there. Like not at all, but it was pretty cool. I'll definitely go back to that brewery in Escondido, I believe.
Yep.
That's where it's at. Yeah.
Yep.
I won't lie. I missed the first quarter because I was at the gym, thinking the game was starting at 7. But my gym is right next to the microbrewery, the IPA Micro little brewery, the little tap room, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, the Buena
We've
Vista
been
is a
there.
good beer. Yeah,
Well, you missed the best quarter. That's when the Lakers were honestly playing well.
yeah,
LeBron was like going off, and the team was doing well in defense. They were shooting well, but after that, it was all downhill, in my opinion.
hmm
You know,
Yeah,
this is how I
definitely.
feel.
This one was a frustrating loss, right? I mean, tale of two games. Last game, we were so dominant. We had it going on the offensive end, especially on the defensive end. Block party game, multiple blocks. This game, not so much. AD had a statement game last game, monstrous. What was his stats last game?
like 32 and 24 or
In his
something.
30s
It
and
was a
23
30-20 game.
rebounds, something
Yeah,
Right,
like that. Hit a 30-20 some game.
yeah,
yeah,
30, 23, and 5 assists and 4 blocks. So, last game, everything in the paint, it wasn't going in, right? So, after his 4 blocks, he was altering all the shots. Like, there are several Warriors players that were, like, scared to even shoot the ball inside, right? Because, like, he was overstretching arms. He even, like, had a behind the back kind of block type thing. Curry drive block, Klay or Poole when they went in, they're like, oh crap, AD's in here. I'm gonna miss my shot because he's gonna alter my shot.
yeah. I mean, this game, Steve Kerr did his job. He adjusted, looked at the tape. Guys were ready to shoot from the outside. AD still had 3 blocks, but they had Draymond be more aggressive, drive to the basket a little bit more on the rotation. So they were late, and they scored. So
Well, and they
not as
started
effective.
small. The roster,
Yeah,
the starting lineup was small
yeah.
this game. Honestly, I mean, I know we call AD always disappointing. Maybe we should also change it or add this to alternating days. We just don't
Alternating
know.
days.
Yeah,
Is one game he's great, one game he's just not going to show up, right? I mean, come on. We need our stars to step up every game. Even for, what was his stats today? I mean, I kind of like, let's see.
like
Anthony
11
Davis
points,
stats. He had 11
one
points.
block,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, he had
a
11 points, three
rebound.
blocks, and 7 boards. That sounds like a bench player to me, if you ask me, right? That's not a superstar stat line in the playoffs, away game 2. So I mean, if we stick to the pattern of alternating days, I guess we'll expect Anthony Davis to have a big game 3. But we'll see. Like I said, the script is out. Maybe they want this to go what 7 games TV revenue. Lots of money to
Yeah,
be made. I
NBA
don't
brought
know.
out their refs that just don't like us. So the same was it the same crew that was at the Boston game, something like that. One of the refs was at least there.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it was a disappointing game. Not a lot of other players that helped out. Maybe Rui had a good game, but the other guys didn't really play up to the game one output that they put in.
Rui Hachimura, if you watch our last episode, yeah, basically I had Rui as my dark horse, so I'm glad he had a good game this game. But I mean, 80, yeah, seriously, very disappointing. I mean, every single time he has a smaller defender on him, he just gets boxed out or he doesn't go aggressively, and that's really frustrating.
So, you
Yeah,
know what? To kind of add to that, my buddy mentioned, and I was trying to pay attention to this game, but I was too pissed off to pay attention. Is AD doesn't get low when he's on offense, gets the ball on the block. He doesn't get low. He doesn't get that leverage you would need to back someone up in the paint. And with such a big guy like that, he's not getting low enough. And so when the defender gets low, he has the leverage. So he's
Mm-hmm.
stopping him in his track, which is crazy because AD is so big. He should easily back these guys up. And maybe he's not getting low enough, or there's a reason why he's not getting low enough. Who knows? But yeah, I mean,
It
it's
does do
not
more
winning.
to your back to get lower. I mean, it does. I
Shaq got
played low.
lower. Shaq got lower than
Shaq was
AD.
a beast, though. He's nobody else is
And
like
AD's not a
Shaq, though.
beast.
He's more slender than Shaq. Come on, Shaq is Shaq is a rare.
AD's not small.
Shaq said top 10
What
is
did
hard
Shaq
to
say?
choose, but he ain't never gonna get pulled out of the top 10 ever. All right, he's that dominant. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, Shaq is the one of the most dominant player to ever play the game. And if it wasn't for his, I mean, if he had a better work ethic and better diet, we could have been talking the best ever. But that's another discussion for another time.
yeah, the
mhm.
only Superman, the original Superman that
Yeah.
once he goes in with the bows, it's like forget about it. You ain't guarding him.
I mean, yeah, you make a good point. AD doesn't get low enough, so he doesn't move his defenders the way he should. At the same time, they tell you as a big, play up. Maybe he doesn't want to get swiped, and he wants to keep the ball up. I don't know. But yeah, it was another disappointing game from AD. Hopefully, game 3, which, if we go by the pattern, he's going to have a bigger game. But, Golden State, I wasn't in the last one, but, I still think the Lakers win in 6 or 7. And Golden State was due to, win one of these games. So
I think
I
we all knew
expected
they were going to
this.
win game 2, right?
Yeah,
We
I
all kind
mean,
of had a feeling.
yeah, we were hoping
Uh,
that Lakers go up 2-0, but I mean, come on,
Whoa.
Golden
Hey,
State's
watching
not
the
gonna.
first quarter, I actually was like, we might have a chance to win this game here, But the moment you seen the Lakers shooting more jump shots than running their offense, I think it's like now you're playing Warriors ball, shooting. You lose that game every time,
Bro, I'm gonna.
especially when Clay was getting hot. I think Clay, I forget what he went off today with his 3-point shots. Let's see, Clay Thompson.
Yeah, I
He
feel
went
like
8 for 11,
yeah,
72% from three.
at the end of the day, I mean, our goal was to come in to Golden State and just split it, right?
Still won, right?
Yeah, exactly. Steal one, and then we're good. We go home and take two at home, right? But
Yeah, I'm
with how dominant we were that first game, it's like we kind of get greedy and we want to take game 2 too, right? Be
for
down.
sure.
If the Warriors are down 0-2.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, you want to get greedy anytime you dominate the paint that much. You hope to see that continue, but Golden State, they made their adjustments. They crowded the paint for AD, so he's not getting in deep enough. The other guys were ready to hit shots. Clay, he did go off in this game, and this is one of the worries I have is that they're putting Austin Reaves on him. He's smaller, more slender as well. So Clay can really have anything he wants
Who
against
do you
him.
put on Clay then?
I don't know,
If not
maybe
Reeves.
D'Lo, or maybe unfortunately, you maybe move Austin Reeves out of the starting lineup, and you put in a Hachimura or somebody else to kind of get more
Ooh, so
size in
you
there.
go big then. You should go big versus small.
Yeah, I think you got to get more size in there just to bother or give Clay a different look. Because I think he's getting used to like moving Austin Reaves around, and it's affecting Reaves. He's not as effective as he's been in the last series. He's having to chase Klay around, chase Steph around, um, Poole around. He's chasing everybody around. He's not as effective, and you can see after the game, at least in game one in the locker room, how gassed he was.
Well, yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah,
I think it's expected, against the Warriors, you're going to chase two guys, especially one, all the way around the court. So you expect their offense to kind of die down a little bit because they're so tired from playing defense. But so this is what I rather see, right? I'd rather see the defense still chase them around, still play good, but rely on your superstars like AD, who's no one should be stopping him to score the points, right? So if AD, let's say AD does 30 today. If he had 30 points,
it'd be a
talking
closer
a
game.
lot closer game.
Yeah.
Maybe something in the end, maybe something happens. So I don't mind these guys like Reeves, Vando, sacrificing their offense for the defense. If you can contain Clay and Steph, you have a great chance of winning the game. And you gotta let AD be the leader in the offense, and LeBron will pick up the slack. And you have D'Angelo Russell, who's feeling himself. You could tell he's feeling himself in the series, and and those three should lead the offense, right? Obviously, you have on the bench Ruri Hachimura, but if you contain Steph and Clay for a little bit, not go off for 30, but like just contain them, Lakers have a great shot at winning the game.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to get a combination of both, that size, length, and speed because it seems like today they were battling over those screens. So they went over the screens and didn't go under the screens. It's just because the way, Golden State sets those aggressive moving screens, either Green or not Looney today, but they set those aggressive screens. And yes, we battled over it, but at the same time, if you give them a sliver of light, they're going to shoot lights out, right? And so that was kind of our problem with Thompson. Uh, so good point that you made, Big Al, about those adjustments, because I feel like Kerr is making those adjustments, the adjustments, right? It's not even just from game one to game two. It's kind of from first half to second half, or even quarter to quarter type of adjustments, right? That's a big key, and it feels like they use that high pick and roll with Steph because last game they didn't really do that much, but this time they utilized it, and that gave us lots of problems.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be an interesting, chess match for the coaches. I think Ham has to do a better job of adjusting at the half. I think he didn't adjust well enough. Even through the blowout that it was, I felt like he still should have tried to find something. But maybe he doesn't want to show his hand yet for game 3. I don't know. But I felt like they should try to adjust mid-game or some in-game to see what works, because right now what I saw it was not going to work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. But honestly, I just think the main reason why we lost this game was our shooting. It was horrible. Our 3-point shooting was bad, which is kind of normal. Lakers don't shoot that well in threes. The field goals are bad. A lot of jump shots. And the Warriors, we knew they were not gonna have a bad shooting game like game one. And so with just that combination, it's like, okay, yeah, this isn't going. This is not. Once he got to like 20 as well, there's no way they were going to catch up.
Yeah, and I felt like
Yeah, there's
LBJ
no
looked
way.
pretty winded too this game. Last game,
Yeah,
big minutes for both AD and LBJ. They both played like 48 minutes. That's a lot more than they usually play. Um, when it seems like when LeBron James was on, who was it? Oh, Green. So Jamichael Green, he just kind of let him stay in the corner and shoot.
yep.
So that's one of the things it seems like Kerr's taking advantage of, right? Last game there was about 2 or 3 plays that Jamichael Green in the corner, 3-pointer, he makes it, and usually they try to treat him like, oh, he's Draymond Green or Looney sitting in the corner, but you can't play off him. He's a good 3-point shooter, right? And so it seems like they took advantage of that. And I feel like Curry's going to take advantage of Green driving too. So Draymond Green driving, it's like whenever LBJ is on a player or even Rui Hachimura sometimes, they just kind of leave him and let him either get that easy layup or a corner 3 from Jamichael Green.
Yeah, I mean, he made good adjustments. I think when you get into the playoffs, you you scout how you're going to play your defense, and they had a scheme of how they're going to run their defense around Curry, to face Curry and all those 3-point shooters, and unfortunately, that corner guy, that 4-man, is going to have open shots. It was working when Draymond was in that position, and it was Draymond and Looney, but with Jermichael Green, he could definitely shoot the ball, and he gives them length. So we saw less minutes from Looney, but Jermichael definitely gave them a different look, and the Lakers are going to have to adjust.
Yeah, and will Ham make that? Will Ham find that adjustment? Will he?
I think he has to. I mean, this is like you're seeing what the rotation's going to be, so they have to make the adjustment. But I think offensively, that's the thing where they have to figure it out. Like, how are they going to be aggressive? How are they going to get to the rim a little bit better? Because they weren't getting to the rim enough. They were settling for jump shots.
The pick and roll, they weren't doing the pick and roll they did in game one. AD was shooting from the elbow and missing these 10-footers. It was just, I'm like, again, it goes back to the jump shots, dude. It's like, okay, what are you doing?
Right.
Get to the basket, get a foul. You don't realize they didn't shoot a free throw, I think, almost the whole first half, right? There was for a team that makes the most free throws, attempts in the postseason, I think in the season as well, or second half of the season, they didn't get to the free throw line. The Lakers, they to the end of the second quarter. I wonder this, Albert. Can you give me the stats on the free throws attempts?
It was 17-16, so 17 free throws attempted by the Lakers, 16 for the Warriors.
Can you tell me when the first one was done?
The first free throw?
Yeah, I think it was like second quarter. It has to be end of second quarter.
Yeah, so while you guys look for that, I felt like Max Christie, he had the most aggressive kind of drive, and he tried to dunk it, but it failed, and he got a foul. But, I mean, all of our players are capable of doing that, but none of them do it, like especially during that first half. So that was frustrating to watch.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they got the free throw, but I don't see anything in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was second quarter. I think end of second quarter they shot their first free throw. I think maybe it could have been the third quarter. But it's just
that was the end of the free throw.
You guys see that no foul call on LeBron James when he shot it? And what was that? I think it was Wiggins, right? Wiggins hit his hand right when he shot that ball. So,
I mean, that's a legal play. You can hit him you can slap him in the hand after. You just can't hit him while
exactly. So you can high five the other player when they're shooting, right? But at that moment that it released, he touched the hand, so it affected that release on the fingertips. So that was
if the ball is out of the hand, you can hit the hand.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bang bang play. I think that's kind of hard to call.
Right. So we asked that the refs be consistent, right? I mean, okay, yeah, the refs went everything Warriors' way today, but right on that other end of the who was it that shot that three, and then LeBron did the same thing to him, right? He kind of swiped, and after he released, that's when he hit the hand, but they called the foul on him, right?
Hey, these refs were, I think, the same crew when that Boston game.
I'm not gonna get into it on that call, because at the end of the day, it's just one play. I think there were a lot of plays that you can look at that were more questionable, and non-calls that were more questionable. I think that one where LeBron does hit his hand, he also hit his shoulder on the back end. So it was a foul. They reviewed it. They lost. For me, the refs are going to be the refs, and this was not a good crew for us. Hopefully we get a better crew in game 3.
I mean, the NBA called it in, right?
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to need to tie this series up.
Yeah. Can't have the Warriors go down 0-2 going back to LA.
Exactly. We need to extend the series.
Yeah.
Well, money's involved.
Especially when it was almost the end of the third quarter and we only had one block as a team. That's it. I mean, that's not getting it done.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't go down on this team. You can't get over like a 15. You can't be down 15 points against this team. It is so hard to come back against this team when you're down 15 points.
And
it's hard.
our problematic threes carried over to this game as well, right? I mean, last game it was an issue. This game, LeBron James had it going early. I mean, he was bound to progress the mean eventually, but once he settles for that and he doesn't really try, there's really no point. He made a couple. Rui hit three big threes, so that's why we did well in that first half. It's just we went away from him that second.
Yeah, a lot of I don't know. A lot of guys were not very effective from behind the line. D'Lo, 0 for 3. Austin Reaves, 1 for 5. Beasley, 0 for 3. Lonnie Walker, 1 for 4.
The
I mean, those
Beasley
guys
over
barely.
3. That's not surprising.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't play that many minutes, just the fourth quarter, but still, I mean, the whole team wasn't effective. LeBron really settled for the 3-pointer, especially in the second half. I think those tired legs really kicked in. You know, thankfully, they didn't play that many minutes today. They get to go back home tonight, get some rest, get ready for game 3 on Saturday.
What time's that game?
I'm not sure.
We
Probably
better make
7.
sure that we're ready to guard that high pick and roll. We're ready to guard
Yeah.
all of those Draymond Green drives and no more
Mhm.
Jermichael Green wide open corner three shots. That's
Yeah, the team need to tighten up for sure. I'm
Yeah,
just saying that. I'd rather these guys sacrifice their offense for their defense. So then the AD, LeBron, Russell, Hachimura, they could, and even Schroeder, come off the bench and or just make that's the offense. That's what I mean. Like those guys should provide the offense. And I think they're all collectively good enough offensively to beat the Warriors. And it opens up like for other role players, but like you need to sacrifice, you need to give it your all against the Warriors on defense. I mean, sacrifice your body, sacrifice your offense because you're going to be tired on offense. You're not going to be able to have your legs underneath you to shoot that jump shot. That's the key to beating the Warriors. To be honest, you just have to sacrifice your offense for that defense and let your superstars carry you on offense.
yeah, definitely. Great defense leads to better offense, right? I mean, you
Yep.
get those blocks, you get those rebounds, you get out to the fast game, transition, easy buckets. I mean, that's how it's done, especially against the Warriors. But that wasn't what it was tonight.
Mhm.
Nope. It's gonna be tough. Like I said, guarding Curry, he's running around. Klay runs around, finds us open spots. It's tough. It's give these guys inches. That's all they need. That's all they need, and they can just drill it.
Yeah, the
But
Lakers definitely have to be sharp, and they have to play up tempo, and play good defense, and then they can get out and run and not face that sagging defense crowding the lane. If they can get out in the open court, get to the free throw line, get contact in transition, then they're in a good spot.
I feel like one thing I do like is Darvin Ham actually, I don't know if it was Ham that did it or D'Lo that did it, but D'Lo and Vando ran a pick and roll, and Vando got a wide open drive to the lane for a dunk. So that'll probably open a lot more things up for AD on the other side and LeBron, out on the three if they run more of those plays.
I think you broke Mario when you said
no,
LeBron for 3.
I was like, I wanted to bench LeBron when I had him shoot a three. He's not. I mean, again, the Lakers in general are not a good 3-point shooting team. Yes, I know you got to make some threes, but let's not go 29%, right? Let's not do that as a team, right? You want to make you want to get 3 points on a play, drive it in, make the and one, right? That's the old school 3-pointer. That's where the Lakers are their best. Some nights you'll have it, but honestly, if you try to match the Warriors in threes, you lose that game 10 out of 10 times. I'm just looking here too. I see Zendaya was at the game.
Yeah.
The Tom Holland. She's a Warriors
Yeah.
fan. Oh my gosh.
Might have to stop watching her flicks.
I'm gonna boycott this now. Boycotting
Yeah.
the next Spider-Man movie.
Not Spider-Man.
Another issue I had was, in that first game, it seemed like LBJ was force feeding AD, and that was awesome, right? Every time he went in, doesn't matter if it was a drive on the outside or if he, broke down two men and then kind of threw it over to AD. He force fed him and he got him in the game. But this game, not at all, right? I mean, I didn't see any feeds to AD, and it seems like AD was taken completely out of this game.
Yeah, credit to Golden State's defense. I think they just kind of like crowded the paint and then made sure that he was uncomfortable, and other guys were wide open, so they just swung the ball away. I don't know. It was unfortunate. They gotta definitely get him more involved. He's going to be the one that carries us to the promised land for sure.
I feel like
Yep.
our Lakers 3-point curse is getting worse and worse in the playoffs. It's like multiplying or super magnifying because before I said what? It was 10%, 10% that subtraction from whatever your NBA season average is, right? So Beasley, he was shooting what, 41, 42. Then it would drop down to 31, 32. But in the playoffs, it's like almost like a 20, 30% drop. That's insane. I mean,
I
Lakers,
mean, yeah, they are running up and down. I think a lot of guys are tired. I mean, like I said, Austin Reaves doesn't really know. He looks winded out there. He's chasing everybody around. Probably doesn't have the legs in his shot. He's getting less opportunities as well. I think Klay is doing a good job of kind of guarding him. And then the same thing with D'Lo. I don't know. Some nights he has it. He should listen to us and not take 3-pointers in the first half. Save it for the second half. Get that rhythm going in the mid-range game, and then maybe he'll find it from deep. But yeah, a lot of guys definitely they have to be sharp. I think Golden State's very tough. They gotta be ready for sure. They gotta get their rest. They gotta get their mind right, their body right, because it's gonna be a track meet.
It's gonna take everything they have, bro.
Yeah.
It's gonna take everything they have to beat the Warriors.
Yeah.
And then when they do beat the Warriors, it's gonna take everything they have and more to beat Denver Nuggets, right? But at least Denver,
I don't know.
they're not
Focus
like
on Golden State first.
I
Got to
know,
beat
right?
this
But I say
beast.
at least they're not shooting a
Yeah.
shooting machine like Warriors are.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's you have to play big, you have to play defense first, and you got to pound the paint. Those are the three keys to winning the series. And I'm reading a tweet from Magic Johnson. He's like, in Game 3, the Lakers have to make some major changes and adjust to how the Warriors are now playing them. Ooh, maybe a shot to Darvin Ham. What do you think?
adjustments to the adjustments to the
Yeah. Definitely
adjustments.
adjustments for sure.
Well, he also mentioned adjustments. The another tweet, he's like, Coach Steve Kerr made excellent adjustments on offense, putting Michael Green in the lineup to spread the court as well as adjusting their offensive plays. Defensively, they kept the Lakers out of the paint. Again, we mentioned in the last podcast about the one of them. I think one of us said the X factor was going to be the coaches, right? Ham versus Kerr, and we all agreed Kerr wins that matchup every time, right? It's going to take a collaboration of LeBron as a floor general and Ham to work together to make those adjustments and to win this series. Obviously, Magic sees the same thing. It looks like, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough. Yeah, the Steve Kerr makes adjustments, and you have the best shooters ever to play in the game with Steph and Klay. And then when they shoot lights out, tough to beat them.
So I've been telling you guys it's the juice. So both LeBron and AD are on the juice. Whenever they're on the juice, they start like rubbing their nipples, and it's because it's pretty sore, Because usually with any type of boosts that you take, this area gets sore and it gets tender. So before AD never did that, but LeBron did it whenever he had big games, and then now you see AD doing it as well. So there's something to keep in mind, especially because LeBron gave AD lots of pointers in the offseason on how to work out his body and how to train and how to get it going.
So are you saying that LeBron and AD are on the juice? They're taking some supplements that are illegal in the
Hey,
NBA?
it doesn't have to be illegal. I mean, I'm sure there's ways to get around it. There's
If you're
natural
rubbing your
enhancements.
nipples, okay, if you're rubbing your nipples in the store, that's some illegal substance right there.
No, there's lots of natural enhancements that'll do the same thing that illegal substances will do. It's just if NBA drug policy and drug tests will be able to pick it up or not. That's really the thing.
I mean, they always say if you get caught with illegal substance, you're an idiot, to be honest, because everyone does it. everyone takes extra stuff. Albert takes some stuff. He's not natty
No.
like I am. I'm a
No,
natty
no,
person.
no. Only thing I'm taking, Modelo. Yeah.
All right, you
Yeah.
guys got anything else you want to talk
Oh,
about?
we're just chilling. I tell you, it's gonna be a crazy game three, even crazier game four, especially if it's gonna be a crazy game four, especially if Lakers lose game three. It's gonna be insane for game four.
That's not
Just
happening. According to my prediction, it was in 7, right? So 7, 1 game win, 1 game loss, 1 game win,
so you
one
think
game.
they're alternating wins and losses?
Exactly. So if they're going to lose, it'll be game 4, but I would prefer them to take both of them at home.
Well, Lakers gonna have to win two in a row to win the series. They're gonna have to win two in a row.
No, if we win the first game and the last game, then we take the series.
So if you alternate, okay, so in the game three you win, lose game four, win game five. Oh, yeah, that's right, you win game seven. Yeah, that's
Lakers
right.
go up 3-1. They lose game 5 and then they win game 6.
You still got that? That's what you're going with?
Yeah. They win at home. We ain't losing at the crypt.
Right?
Go back to Staples Center, man.
All right, Lakers fam. Short night tonight because we lost, but we're looking forward to that next game. Again, happy Cinco de Mayo. Cheers, Lakers fam.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Go
Remember
Lakers.
to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Really appreciate it. Trying to build a community here, Laker fans. Yeah, like I said, take care.
See you next game.